Assalamualaikum guys. Continue our lesson to insert a record from the user interface. We will be creating a form to send a user information into the database. This is covering chapter 11 from our official PDF module in bit.ly/phpcarol. So to perform this task, we need to have a form. Okay, we need to have a form which will be named as form insert. Okay, we will need a form to be named as form insert. So create new form inside our folder, new file, which name is this is the form insert.html. Create a form save as PHP form insert.php. Okay, the form will consist of matrix number. Okay, matrix number, and it will receive a matrix number input. Bear in mind that normally we will be using the name, okay, the field name as mentioned in the table's field name. Okay, here we have a students table, and we have name, address, DOB, and matrix number. So this is our field names: matrix number, DOB, address, and name. But normally we will ignore the ID, because ID is basically automatically generated atau auto incremented by the database type. Text. So this is our first input. The second one should be the name of the student, and then the third one is the address, and last one is DOB. Address and last one is DOB. DOB we will be using input date. Okay, so we have something like this. We have one form which will have the method post, and the action will come back to this file. So the action will come back to this file. So we don't have a second file. So the input and the process to store the data inside the database will be done in the same file, which is the form insert.php. The form insert.php. The name is form insert.php. Okay, so below the form we will add the PHP script. PHP. So below we will have a PHP script. The first thing, obviously, we will evaluate whether the content of the matrix number is there. So we use the isSet function in PHP to verify that the matrix number is provided by the user. So this is the matrix number text box. Okay, so we need to verify whether this information is provided. Sorry, this is, we have a name. This is redundant. We have matrix number, name, address, and DOB. And obviously we forgot to put the submit button. Input, type, equal to submit, and then value, save, card, insert record. These are all the required input from the user to be sent to the database. So basically you need to evaluate whether matrix number is already keyed in by the user. If you have the time, then you might want to evaluate all the mandatory content, especially like name, matrix number, and name. Okay, so you can do 2 times evaluation. The first one to the matrix number, the second one to the name. So that you want to make sure matrix number and the name is provided in the input by the user. So let's say a matrix number and name is provided, then we need to connect to the database. How to connect? Just simply include the connection file which reside in dbconnect.php. So the next thing to do is to extract all the information. Matrix number you may extract from here. The name you may extract from here. Obviously, you need to repeat for all the 4 inputs: name, address, and the last one is the DOB, date of birth. Okay, next we need to manage the SQL command. Yes, the SQL command for insert is SQL command to insert record is insert into form students. Okay, insert into students, and then we need to mention the field name, matrix number. Okay, the name, the address, this is the field name involved, and the OB. And obviously we have the values. We have the values to be inserted into so this is the place to put the value to be stored inside the database. First thing is the matrix number, and followed by name, and then the address, and lastly the DOB, date of birth. So this is how we managed to create the SQL command to insert the record by extracting the data from the form. Then we execute the SQL command to the database. How to execute? Okay. How to execute? By right, you need to use this command. Execute SQL using the MySQLi query, where the connection is from the DB Connect and the SQL is from the lines above. Then we can evaluate. Okay, we can evaluate the execution. How to evaluate the execution? You can check whether the result is true. If the result is true, then by right, you can say that the insertion process is successful. Then you can provide this kind of notification. The record for matrix number has been saved. The record has been saved. Something like this. Or else, if you find out that the record is not successfully saved, then maybe you can provide the record cannot be saved. Okay, or there's an issue saving the record. Something like this. Then we can try to execute. Okay, execute the execution of saving a record. Form insert. Okay, matrix number, let's say 223, then name, me, address, moon, date of birth. Okay, something like this. Insert record. Undefined index, DOB in. Record cannot be saved. Okay, so there's issue inside the line 23. There's an issue with line 23 which says cannot find the DOB. Why? The type is date, the name is DOB. Okay, so go back to your form and refresh. 2 3 3 4, since the previous cannot be saved, so I add the same one, has been saved. So to be sure that your record has been saved, you will need to go to the Heidi SQL and then go to the data, here data, click on the data for the table, and you will see here the new data has been successfully updated, inserted. Okay, that's all for today tutorial. Okay, thank you very much.